The FIFA World Cup is probably the biggest sporting event in the world, with over 5 billion fans worldwide. It attracts attention from all corners of the world where everyone can come together and enjoy the sport. And with the World Cup starting in about 10 weeks, it is a great time for FIFA to make this announcement. So, FIFA recently announced the launch of their FIFA Plus Collect platform. And this platform will enable fans to collect moments from the FIFA World Cup and the Women's World Cup. They aim to be a affordable way for fans to actually engage with FIFA, collect collectibles which they all enjoy for their favorite players or their favorite teams, and to represent iconic moments in time. And what they're doing is something new in football, but we've seen it being done in other sports before. So there's the NBA Top Shot platform where where users can actually collect certain moments from basketball games featuring their certain players or certain teams, and each collectible will have a different level of rarity, and it sort of just is a fun way to actually engage with the community. So certain people who are fans of certain players or certain teams, they can buy collectibles which represent that. Perhaps there was a groundbreaking moment in basketball where someone made an important shot that can be stored as a collectible which people can then hold as a keepsake to help them remember that time. So FIFA have recently announced this platform, and it is aiming to launch later this month. And they've already announced that the two current methods of payments will be through debit and credit cards, and also through the USDC stablecoin on Algorand. And specifically Algorand, because Algorand is actually one of the partners of the FIFA Plus Collect platform. Algorand and FIFA have partnered up to launch this platform, which is great news for Algorand and hopefully great news for FIFA. Algorand is a really strong blockchain platform. It has really high TPS, which is transactions per second. It has recently launched the capacity to have over 6,000 transactions per second. The block time finality is very short, it's about 4 seconds, and the blockchain platform itself is carbon negative, which is very important for people looking for a sustainable blockchain platform. So following the official description of this platform, FIFA is excited to announce the FIFA Plus Collect, launching on FIFA Plus later this month, that will provide football fans around the world with the chance to affordably own unique digital collectibles from the greatest game moments to the most iconic FIFA World Cup and FIFA Women's World Cup art and imagery. So the biggest thing here is the fact that most of these will probably be stored as NFTs, or as they would be called on Algorand ASA's Algorand standard assets. And this is just one of the use cases which is being developed for NFTs, is the fact that moments in time, so memorabilia, can actually be stored as an NFT, and the owners can be digitally verified, and its scarcity can also be coded into the platform. So I saw a post where FIFA has been going for many years. I believe the thing said like 94 years, which means that they have a lot of potential content which they can actually turn into this memorabilia and sell to football fans around the world. And I think the main goal that they should be having is to make it cheap and affordable, because what we see with a lot of NFT platforms or NFT drops is that they start out cheap, but once some hype grows around it, the price shoots up exponentially, which means that the average fan can't really participate, or the average person can't really engage with the community or engage with the platform or engage with those particular NFTs. So FIFA Plus Collect will be available on FIFA Plus, the world-class digital platform created to connect football fans across the globe more deeply with the game they love. FIFA Plus provides access to live football matches, interactive games, news, tournament information, and original content. So they're trying to become the one-stop shop for everything related to FIFA and football. This means that they want to have a platform where they can engage with their community, where they can push out their own news and updates to keep everyone in the loop. Because sometimes it can be hard to find information about the games that you love. But by bringing this all under one platform, it makes it a lot easier for them to engage and communicate with football fans around the world. So It also mentions here that FIFA Plus Collect is powered by Algorand, the official blockchain platform of FIFA, and the technology of choice for over 2,000 global organizations, governments, and DeFi applications. And as I've mentioned before, it is a low cost, carbon neutral blockchain accessible via multiple currencies and payment methods. FIFA's platform, via a truly decentralized and scalable public blockchain, is the first tangible representation of a technical partnership recently announced between FIFA and Algorand, said Sean Ford, the CEO of Algorand. The commitment FIFA has made to bridge to Web3 enabled by Algorand is a testament to their innovative spirit and desire to directly and seamlessly engage with football fans around the world. So I want to talk, or at least mention a bit about adoption, right? So this will be massive for adoption. So, football has 5 billion fans worldwide. I'm not a huge fan of football, but I will watch the World Cup when it happens. I will support my team, which happens to be England. Every year I hope they win. They haven't won in a long time, but it still gets everyone excited. It makes me sit down and watch the games with my friends and family. And this is just one way that FIFA are able to actually bring together their community and help them engage with FIFA for the love of the game. And these collectibles will be really important for football fanatics, especially. So I remember in school we used to have these things called match attacks, which were it was a trading card game, with different players, different teams. Each player would have their own stats, so whether it's their attack, their defense, or whatever, and you would basically play off against your mates. I never really got into it because I wasn't a big football fan, but that is what I see as the starting point of this sort of platform. And as this platform develops, perhaps they'll launch cards for different players, whether that's Messi or Ronaldo or one of the other many players, and perhaps these NFTs would give each of these players different stats: their attack, their defense, their skill overall, the teams they played for, and other meaningful stats such as how many goals they've scored, how what's their goals per game, that sort of stuff. And then that can actually be integrated a step further into a sort of trading card game where you can play with other people, compete against other people, and basically compete to be the best football trading card game expert, right? And that's akin to games like the Pokemon trading card game or the Yu-Gi-Oh trading card game or Magic the Gathering. It's something that can bring the community together, and because FIFA and football has been going on for so many years, they have so much content that they can actually implement into the system, and it's something that will have a legacy because football isn't going anywhere anytime soon. I don't see the sport dying. It has 5 billion fans globally. That's most of the world's population at this point, which is insane to think about. So, and every year, there's more and more games, there's more and more players, there's new teams, there's new rivalries. Each of these pose as a new thing that FIFA can use to uh, crystallize on the blockchain. Crystallize probably wasn't the right word, but to kind of cement on the blockchain and create a sort of memorabilia. But what I find really exciting about this is how it can affect everything going forward. So, as you know, there's a game which is FIFA. So it's a football game available on like consoles like PS5 and Xbox and probably PC as well. And they launch a new game every year. So like FIFA 2020, FIFA 21, 22, so on and so forth. And as part of this, they have a competitive game mode called FIFA Ultimate Team. And what FIFA Ultimate Team is you buy packets of cards and you digitally open these cards and you will receive players. You can get good players, you can get bad players, you can get rare players who have higher stats. And then with these cards, you make your own team and compete against other players. So this kind of leads on from the trading card aspect. And a key component of this is actually trading these cards. So there's actually a marketplace where you can buy and sell players. So if you pull a really good player from a card, but you don't necessarily want them, you can actually just sell this player to someone else. And all of that would traditionally be done through, FIFA servers or whoever hosts the game, probably EA or one of those larger companies. But by integrating with a blockchain platform like Algorand, FIFA have the opportunity to bring FIFA Ultimate Team to NFTs while being backed by this platform, which means that all these transactions will be much more secured. There will be, a traceable route of each of these transactions happening, and it can actually make it more engaging for the people. Um, because by having a platform which is, this reliable and this fast, you no longer have to worry about perhaps the servers going down for the game. You can still have access to all of your information without being too reliant on the central servers. And I think a lot of games, especially as we go forward, will look at this sort of tokenization aspect of assets in game, and it's something that will be growing more and more. And one important point with these NFTs and FIFA Ultimate Team is that scarcity can be coded in. It can actually be coded in that there will only ever be, 5 of a certain player or of a certain rarity, or only 10 of a common player, or whatever else have you. Um, which can actually make it much more certain for players to know what they're able to get and what they're not able to get. Traditionally, with these packs, it's all a RNG based system, so there's a percent chance you would get X player or Y player. But I don't know if there was, a hard coded limit on the fact that, there will only ever be 10 Messis or 5 Ronaldos or any other player. But by using these blockchains and NFT assets, this information can all be verified for the players who are actually interested in it. Yeah, so that covers what I wanted to talk about today. A little bit of a short one, but it's something which I think is really, up and coming, quite important. And it will be awesome to see how it launches, because I think they're officially launching later this month, and they've already made some announcements. And I think it's, a really good way for them to look at new technology and find new ways of implementing it. By implementing it in this sort of fun gamified way is actually one of the first steps to developing stronger use cases for this technology. And the fact that they've partnered with Algorand, which is a blockchain I'm really in favor of, is really exciting, because it brings a lot of attention to Algorand, and I want to see how Algorand can support all of these people, especially in terms of its performance and its perhaps lack of downtime or its speed, so people can actually see what the blockchain is capable of. Because there's 5 billion fans worldwide. If even a small percentage of them are accessing the platform, that is a lot of traffic. That's a lot of transactions going through the blockchain. So seeing the fact that it would be able to support it or not support it will be really interesting to see. But yeah, that's all from me for today. If you do have any questions, feel free to reach out. Yeah, but until next time, goodbye.